Olá, boa noite. Oh, it's working. Okay. No, it's working. Well, you can hear. They could probably hear it on Facebook. You can't really hear it in here. Sorry. I'll try to project my voice. Good evening. Aye, aye, aye. It's a rough crowd tonight. So, so welcome everybody here at Broward Spirit Society and on Facebook and YouTube watching live. Um, Tonight, I'm very pleased to present my sister Natalia Mota, talking about the moral teachings. And before we begin, we'll just start with a short prayer for those who care to join in. So let's just take a moment, let's elevate our thoughts, and let's raise our vibration. Let's shift our attention towards the heavens. Let's let everything that happened today before we got here, let's just leave it outside the door. Let's shake the dust off a little bit. And let's settle in. You can sink into your chair or wherever you are. Just take a moment and just let everything go. Let go of what happened before we got here today. And we're going to focus on this next 30 minutes or hour or whatever. We're going to give ourselves this gift of being here and being present for ourselves, that we can take this time and that we can give ourselves this gift of paying attention, of learning, of listening to the message we're about to hear tonight, that each of us may be inspired, can be motivated, that we can look inwards, that we can learn something about ourselves, that each of us can join hands on this journey of evolution as we take our next step forward together. And together we can all grow. We want to ask for the good spirits to be here with us, the mentors of the house, the workers of the light, always beside us, even when we can't see them, that they can help guide us, inspire us, and motivate us as we constantly are working and moving towards the good. May each of us carry the light within us. And may each of us help shine a light for everyone around us. Thank you, Master Jesus, for the example that you gave us so long ago, showing us how to love, showing us the way that we might be able to follow in your footsteps. We're grateful for the example you gave us. And we're here, the workers of the last hour, to continue this work. Thank you so much, and with your permission, we will begin our work for this evening. So be it. We have Natalia Mota talking about the moral teachings. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephen. So good evening, everyone. The people that is in the internet and our friends here. As we said before, our center are open already. We're following all the social distancing, wearing masks. So if you want to watch the speeches here, you guys are welcome. So first of all, I would like to thank you, the center and the team, for the opportunity to do this study, this speech, but also I need to tell you guys a secret. I do speeches for more than 18 years now. Of course, not about spiritism, but since college, I do a lot of speeches, but it's the first time in my life that I'm a little bit nervous because it's the first time that I'm talking English. So I will do my best. I work hard to do my best. So let's see. So I'm talking about the gospel according to Spiritism, but actually what I choose because last month I was talking with a friend of mine about Spiritism, and we were talking about basic things, and she's kind of new or on the Spiritism, and of course I am also, but I'm here like for 7 years now, and I think she's here for a year now at our center. And I have this idea to say, let's talk them about some basic stuff. Let's start from the beginning. And a lot of colleagues that is here, they talk about the Spiritist book and a lot of the parables from the gospel. But I thought, let's really start from the beginning on the gospel according to Spiritism. So I would like to start with the introduction of the gospel according to Spiritism. The introduction, item number 1, says the objective of the work, the objective of this book, what this book is here for, why Allan Kardec with the spirits were trying to achieve with this work that was made on 1864, so long time ago. What they start saying is that the subject matter contained on the Gospels is divided in 5 parts. So the Gospel can be divided in those 5 parts that you guys can see there. The events in the life of Christ, a lot of people talk about it. All the religions, all the churches that are Christians talk about it. The miracles of Jesus, also all of them talk about it. The prophecies, all of them talk about it. The words taken by the church on which they based their dogmas, this one, every church has a different one. Some ones are the same, some ones are different. Like, for example, some religions, I'm not citing names, you guys can search about it. The woman cannot wear pants, for example, they only can wear skirts. Some ones are against blood transfusion. These are dogmas. There is nothing about these on the gospel. Jesus never said that those little things, but I'm not here to talk about this. I'm here to talk about the moral teachings on the gospel according to Spiritism. Not all of them, but the idea of them. So on the first page of the introduction, they start saying that the first 4 items that we just said have been the object of controversy. Why? As we said, everybody talks differently about them. But the last has remained unassailable. So this is the most important part of the moral teachings. The spirits come to say that they are unassailable. So as I told you guys the first time that I'm talking English, and I just learned this word. So I'm doing a parenthesis here, and I need to Google. I will be very sincere with you to understand what this word means. Of course, I know in Portuguese what the gospel say in Portuguese, but I'm bringing you to you guys because this is so nice. What it means that the moral teachings, it's unable to be attacked. They are unable to be questioned, and they are unable to be defeated. Look how deep this information is about the moral teachings of the gospel. And even though if I talk here like for 1 month, we will not talk about all of them, about all the moral teachings. So what I'm doing here today, it's inviting you guys to go back to the basic, to the simple learning and thinking more deep about the gospel, about the moral teachings, about the lessons that Jesus brought to us. So after we did this friends about what it's the unassailable, also what the introduction of the gospel bring is that item number 5, the moral teachings, they are the ground upon which all sects can meet, the banner under which all may take shelter, whatever their beliefs may be, for it has never been the object of a religious dispute, which has always and in all places originated from errors of dogma. So think about it a little bit. So what this means is that with this divine code, this is a divine code, the moral teachings is a divine code that even the most incredulous people, the most incredulous person cannot argue it. If you go deep down on the moral teachings meaning, no religions, it doesn't matter which one you have, it doesn't matter which belief, it doesn't matter what church, other word that we invented, right? It doesn't matter which one you follow, the moral teachings cannot be argued. You cannot dispute them. There is no way, because the meaning, it's pure. The meaning, it is what it is. There is no controversy about it. So they said, what they are saying actually is that the ideal of these moral teachings, they are unquestionable. You cannot say, oh, but it is this or it is that. And if all the sects, all the beliefs, all the religious disputes, teachings, they cannot have all this, fight that sometimes, oh, mine is the right one, my belief is the right one, that one is the wrong one. So that's why sometimes most of the time, if we really want to follow Jesus, we don't should, be focused on the dogmas, on doctrines. We should focus on the simple lessons, on the teachings that Jesus brought to us. So actually, continuing on the introduction, they always say that, moreover, in arguing over such matters, sects would find in the moral teachings their own condemnation. What they mean with that? Most of them are more attached to the mystical aspect than to the moral, because the moral demands the reform of the self. So again, if the moral teachings are the subject that everyone should talk about it, but unfortunately, it does not happen like that, why they don't talk about it? Why this do not happen? If it should be something that we all need to talk about it. Exactly because if we do something that everybody agree, if we say something about Jesus that every single person in the world agrees, we cannot fight anymore over his name. And unfortunately, we do that a lot. And if we focus on the right thing, this will not happen anymore. Because there is no way that you can argue that the most important point about Jesus' teachings, it's love, compassion, right? There is no way that we can argue about that. I have a lot of notes because, as I said, I'm still a little bit nervous with this thing. So if the moral demands the reform of the self, means that we need to look inside us to get better, to be a better person, to evolve as human beings. And it's so much easier when we blame other people, other person, when we blame the religion, when we blame the community, or when we blame our governance, it doesn't matter. It's so much easier when we don't need to look inside us, when we can look outside and blame somebody else. So when I was talking with this friend of mine and I say, okay, let's go back and talk about something, very important like this, I was thinking about why sometimes we forgot about those things. And I catch myself thinking about that, okay, that happened to me because of someone else. I passed through this situation in my life because of somebody else. And even though I read 1, 2, 3, 4 times the gospel and all these teachings, these lessons, we are humans and we have the right to be wrong, but we do not have the right to never admit it that we are wrong. We don't have this right. Because if we don't doing that, nothing is going to change. That is this saying, I don't know if it will make sense in English, but it's like the definition of craziness. When you do everything on the same way, but you're expecting a different results. It's the definition of craziness. You cannot expect something to change on your life if you don't change yourself, if you don't change your acts, if you don't change the way that you do things. There is no way that this is going to happen. And Jesus was very clear about all these matters. Something that gets me very, very, very happy and gets me like, okay, I'm wrong again. It's when I get something like this book, wrote in 1864. We are in 2020. And you say, it was wrote yesterday. Because everything that they said back there, like 99% of the things is still, we need to use it today and tomorrow in our life. So continue on the introduction, they always say that when we need the moral to change ourselves, they says that for the humankind in particular, this code, the moral teachings, is the rule of conduct embracing all circumstances of a private and public life, and the principle for all social relations founded on strict justice. Again, 1864 was wrote in 1864. And what they are talking about is the way we should be as a rule of conduct. The way that we should act in 1864 in our home, with our family, in our community, with the people that is around us, with our friends, the way that we lead our friendship, in our center or in our church, the way that we act inside this community specifically when we are here to talk about Jesus, to learn with Jesus every day. That's why it should be the rule of conduct. The moral teachings of the gospel should be the information that rule our life for everything that we do. As they said here, the Spirit says, private and public life. So we cannot be only nice with the person, that we just met. A long time ago, I listened to this, that we'll be very nice in our life. It's every day we treat everyone that we know like was the first time that we met. Do you ever stop to think about it? And there is another saying that says, do not trust someone that treats the waiter badly. Or the driver. You cannot trust somebody that is nice with you and you are sitting down in a restaurant and the waiter comes to talk to you and the person just treats they badly. Why? So it's the simple things about the moral teachings of the gospel. That you need to take all this information, little by little, it's not in once, and bring it to your daily life, to every single act that you do. Also, we are still on the page number 1 of the introduction, guys. I'm still here. Page number 1. They always say that, and it's finally, above all this that we already said, the most important thing of the moral teachings is the infallible path to the happiness to come, and a corner of the veil lifted regarding the future life. So what we seek every single day, when we meet somebody that we don't see for a long time, I can tell this because I just went back for a trip to Brazil, and everybody that I meet that I don't see for like 3 years, are you happy? Are you happy? Today I was texting a friend of mine from here, from Florida, that I just don't see her, I don't know, maybe for 3 years. And the first question that she asked me, hi, good to see you on social media and then blah, blah. Because I never post anything on social media. So today I posted about this speech and she texted me, are you happy? And I say, wow. And we seek happiness every single day, but we do not realize that the only person that can make us happy is ourselves. And the best way to get this happiness, the happiness to come, it's following the moral teachings of the gospel, in a simple way. Very simple. That is nothing complicated. Again, I'm not saying that it does not require a lot of effort of us. We need effort to keep living every day. But I do not admit somebody telling me, oh, it's difficult to do it. Because it was not me saying that it's not. The spirits on the Spiritist book said that it's not difficult to change, just require effort. So why not? Let's do it. I already said this before, I hate wake up in the morning. I hate it. For me, it's like insane to wake up like 5 a.m. in the morning to do anything. Otherwise to travel, because you go to the airplane and you sleep it again. But okay, whatever. A few months ago, I need to change because I want something new in my life. And I keep asking my friends, let's get together to do something. Oh, we do, 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay, let's do it, 5 a.m. in the morning. And now it's amazing. I need to change something on my life to get a different result. It's the only way. There is no other way. There is no magic here. I know that sometimes we look for the magic formula, right? Magic formula. There is no way. Let me tell you something. Does not exist. I know. We believe that does, but it doesn't. So, and they continue saying that in this part, that is the sole object of this endeavor. Look, so this is the most important object of this work. Because if we follow, we can be, look, the infallible path. This is the words that the Spiritists use, just blows my mind. Because there is no way that you can argue. It's unassailable. Remember the word? Everybody learned it today? It's here. So it's unassailable. They said in the beginning, on the first paragraph, the first 4 lines, if you follow this fifth, the fifth gospel information, that one, the moral teachings, it's unfailable. But it still continue on the introduction, now page number 2. They said that, let me just find myself here because I just lost myself for 1 second. Okay, why the gospel brings to us, why we cannot follow those moral teachings, why sometimes we think that it's difficult even though it's not. How we remain blind for the things that is really important to life. Why we keep doing that? Why we cannot, appreciate simple things like love, all kinds of love. I'm not saying only relationship. I'm saying the love for your family, the love for your friends, the love on your relationship, the love on your community, the love that you have for your center, your church. Why you cannot follow that? Why you keep blind that this is not the most important thing? Kindness, compassion, friendship, family. What means that why we keep doing this? This is what means when they say taking the veil out, right? Lifted the veil regarding a future life. It's the only way that we can do it. So, but not only for the material life, also for the spiritual life, so we can evolve as spirits, for the evolution of the spirit. Because if we can follow this path here, if we can follow these teachings here, for the next life, you are, a big step above. We will talk a little bit on the end about this evolution, just to, play, something more light. So, All these things that we hear about it is it's why this happened. It's basically why? Because everyone admires the gospel morality, but nobody's follow. Everyone proclaims is the sublimity and necessity. So everybody say, okay, the gospel it's it's a necessity, but we don't want to go deep down from the meanings. Many of the people that talk about it, it's do basically trustingly on what they have heard said about it. So it's so interesting that, for example, I learned the real meaning of a lot of the parables here in the United States, like 7 years ago, 6 years ago, when I started to be here on this Spiritist Center. When I was young, and I heard somebody say, oh, Jesus said you need to love your enemy. I said, oh, sure, of course. But you don't know the meaning of what he's saying on that part of the gospel. And you learn, sometimes you listen to some, phrases that it's complete out of context on the gospel, but it makes sense for a lot of things in our life. But also, when you say, forgive your enemies, and you think, no way, because they did this, and this to me. But you don't realize that when Jesus asks you to forgive them, the first person that you are curing is healing. The first person that you're healing is yourself. My whole teenagerhood, what is the word? Yeah. So I listened that that phrase that says, oh, every time that you have bad feelings for someone, that you don't forgive someone, it's like a poison that you were drinking expecting that somebody else die. And you say, okay, this is stupid. Oh, come on. Think about it. If you put this phrase that you heard a lot, you see in all social medias, it's like a meme those days, and put this on the phrase of Jesus, forgive your enemies. And you say, oh my gosh, it makes sense. Because I am drinking the poison, expecting that somebody else that I do not forgive die, or no, he's suffering. He deserves that I do not forgive the person. Sometimes the person don't even care if you forgive them or not. The only person that it's nurturing that feeling, it's you. And maybe in the future you have the cancer, you have another disease, a heart attack, whatever. But it's another person's fault? It's not. And we need to realize that. Also, they continue saying, why we keep blind on the faith originating from a few maxims that have become proverbial, I just said. However, few know it in depth. I said, right? I mentioned before. Like, we don't want to go deep down on the meanings. Why? Because as they said, as the Spirit said, we will need to wake the self. And it's painful. It's not super good in the beginning. But after that awakening happened, oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. I cannot even describe. And even fewer understands it and know how to deduce its consequences. So when we keep blind, just few people know the consequences when you keep blind about those teachings. And continuing, they continue to say, okay, let me do something here first. I already told you guys that, but the most controversial part of us about the moral teachings is that about what we want versus what we do. Because, for example, everybody want to have a good life. Everybody want to be happy. Everybody want a lot of things. But nobody want to do anything to achieve those, those desires. So there is more controversial information than that. How you want to, achieve something if you don't want to do anything to achieve that? You just want, I want it, but you don't want to do anything for that thing happen. So how? How are we going to do it? I mean, if you guys know, please text us there and let me know, because I cannot find a way. Again, I just give you guys an example of mine. If I want to be there with my friends, I need to wake up 5 a.m. in the morning. It's the only way. So also, what happens is that why it's so difficult to talk about the gospel sometimes. Because first of all, because the gospel, Jesus always talking parables. And I'm just like summarizing what they say on the introduction. I'm still talking about these 2 first pages of the introduction of the gospel. So it makes it difficult to have a deep interpretation, as we said in the last slide. So as soon as it's very difficult to understand the deep interpretation of the real teaching of the moral teachings of the gospel, that we should read the gospel and meditate about it. These are the Spirit is saying that if you want to understand the meaning of those teachings, we need to read and meditate about. We need to meditate what Jesus want to say with that parable. And took me a few years to start to doing, but that's why I'm bringing this invitation here. To maybe if one person said, okay, let me read one of the parables that I never agreed, and let's try to get the deep interpretation about it. I will give you guys another example, like the parable of the Prodigal Son. This was one of the ones that I did not agree the most. I could not even heard somebody telling me, no, but the Prodigal Son is just so beautiful parable, it's this beautiful teaching. And I said, oh, come on. The guys go away with all the money that his father gave it to him. He expending parties and, and everything to have fun. When he don't have anything else, he came back, oh, I'm so sorry. He grabbed the money of his brother that was there, working hard. Continue helping the family. The other one just abandoned the family. And the father do everything when the guy comes back. If he's my father, I want to punch my father in the face. What's going on? And one day, one person here inside this Spirit Center told me, every single moment of happiness on your life, do you remember to thank you, God? Did you remember to thank you, Jesus, for every single happiness that happened in your life? Or you forgot for a while, and when something very bad happens, you go running to the church, to the Spiritist Center, and you pray to God, please help me. Please help me, because I need your help. And think about it. Do you think that Jesus or God ever told you, no, I will not listen to you, because you grab everything that I gave it to you, you expand it in parties, in happiness, and you don't even say thank you to me. And I say, whoops. So yeah, this parable, it's very important. All of us in this planet, all of us in earth are prodigal sons. When the subject is the religion, religare, between us and God. Because we forgot sometimes. Maybe you guys forgot just a little bit, but I forgot a lot of times to say thank you. So those books helps me to give a step back and say, okay, I need to remember that I am a prodigal son as well. So this is the modern part of the gospel, that when we heard, we heard about it, and we just say, oh my gosh, no, this doesn't make any sense. I will never forgive my enemy. I will never, like the prodigal son, I will never forgive 70 times 7. This one was another one. I say, come on, how many times we need to be stupid? The person will do something to us 70, and we need to do times 7 to forgive? No way. But again, it's not about you and the other person. It's about you and God. It's about you and yourself. And again, the gospel was wrote like 20 years ago, right? But this book was 1864. I'm going to say you again. I'm going to tell you again. And there is something more modern, more accurate than this? If you think about it, there is not. So talking about all those things, it means that we can keep going, and will be endless. This learning will be endless. We need to keep going. We cannot give up. And the book will help us with all these explanations. The beautiful part about the gospel, they have here 27 chapters plus 1 chapter only for prayers. So we have 27 chapters explaining little by little a lot of parables. This is the interesting part about the gospel, this book that it's amazing. It's not only about the parables of Jesus, it's how can you how you can get the deep meaning of it and bring it to your daily life right now. That's how modern, that's how amazing this book is. And it's not even to pray. You don't need to pray if you don't want it. You just need to read and understand and, free yourself. The gospel, for me, is a way for freedom. It's freedom for me, the gospel. So maybe if one person can feel this freedom, it's good enough for me. So continuing, and almost done with the introduction, they also said, as I said, the difficulty, the allegorical form and the intentional mysticism of the language make it something that most read to quiet their conscience and to fulfill a sense of duty. Just as they read prayers without understanding them, that is unfruitfully, another word that I learned yesterday actually, when I was finishing this. What means that do not bring growth for your life. If you pray without the meaning, if you go to the church and listen to somebody telling you all those things, and you don't understand the meaning of the message, you will not bring any growth for your life. And as they're saying, a lot of people has this, this mysticism about the way that the parables talk, and they cannot have anything for themselves. They cannot take anything good from the teaching. So that's why the gospel, according to Spiritism, and has all those explanations from the spirits, helps us to bring this to our daily life today. I think something happened here, Stephen. I cannot go. Oh yeah, thank you, appreciate it. So they continue saying that in order to avert such incongruity, guys, I'm telling you, was very, very, required a lot of effort of me doing this. We have gathered together in this work the passage that may comprise a universal moral code per se. Everything that I say just now in the words of the spirits on the introduction. Apart from sectarian distinction, in the gospel citations, we have preserved everything that has been useful for the development of the thought. So this is what they did on this book. The spirits, the first class, the pure spirits, working with Allan Kardec, they brought this message saying that here they did as much as possible to compromise a universal moral code. Means that every single person on this planet, if they read those explanations, they are unassailable. There is nothing that they can argue about it, because it's the moral teachings. So, yes. So to preserve this understanding of the lessons, to evolve as human beings, we need, particularly us as spiritists, we needed the gospel on, our, what is the name, on your bed? Night table. Yes, the night table, thank you, guys. So we needed to leave it there. And I swear to you, if you have any question on your life, for good or for something bad, you ask and you open, you have an answer. it's unbelievable. So just to finalize this part and, of the introduction, they say there is much more things, guys. Again, just the introduction of the gospel according to Spiritism is something so deep that you guys cannot imagine. So here it's my invitation to you guys to read the introduction. It's 20 pages. I mean, so 40 maybe, because it's 20, all of them, front and back, 40 maybe. And it's amazing. Just those pages is already a very, very interesting and amazing and fantastic lesson. So just to finalize this invitation, the Spiritists also say that many points of the gospel, the Bible, and the sacred authors in general are unintelligible. And many even seem absurd for lack of a key to comprehending their true meaning. They are saying with nice words what I keep telling you guys. This key is to be found entirely within Spiritism, as those who have seriously studied it have become convinced. And as they will realize even more so later on. So they bring that because of this unintelligible way that they write the gospel, that Jesus talk about parables, Spiritism can be a key to understand the most important of them. And all of them are here on this book. And just to complement this book with the other books, the moral teachings are so important on the Spiritism that Allan Kardec, the people that study Spiritism a little bit more, knows that he wrote like 5 main books. He has more publications. Allan Kardec has more publications, like the Spiritist magazine. But the 5 main ones, it is I brought it in English, all the names, so I could not tell you guys wrong, because I never needed to do anything in English about this. So the Spiritist book, the Medium's book, the Gospel According to Spiritism, Heaven and Hell, and Genesis, Miracles and Predictions According to Spiritism. He wrote the first book in 1857. Was the first, the Spiritist book, so was 7 years before the Gospel. And back then, 7 years before, the Spirits was already talking about moral teachings. So, but actually after the first edition, Allan Kardec says, no, let's try again. And in 1860, he did the second edition with more questions. So the first edition of the Spiritist book had 501 questions, and now the actual version has 1,019 questions. So I don't know if maybe we have somebody that is listen to Spiritism for the first time. So those informations are very important. And all those books, particularly Spiritist book and the Gospel According to Spiritism, are amazing books that the good thing is they are like with questions and also with explanations. So even though if you do not understand something there, you can read the explanations, or you can go and you can read little by little. It's something that you can do like 1 question a day, 2 questions a day. The gospel also, if you read like one page a day, on the whole year, you read the whole gospel. And it's very good also for the energy, for your house, for your neighbor. So as I was saying about the moral teachings, they started talking about this in 1857 on the Spiritist book. And the most interesting part on this book about the moral laws, the moral teachings, this book it's composed with 4 parts, or 4 books inside, the covers. Everybody say one thing. And the interesting part is the book number 3, the moral laws, is the one that has the largest number of chapters of the all 4 parts. They have 12 chapters. only to talk about moral laws and moral teachings. Something that it's very nice. You don't even need to read the whole book. You don't need to start from the question number 1. You start there on the moral laws because it will be amazing. And also, let me see here, yeah, just to finalize. Now, just to, do something that, something a little bit more playful here, as soon as you're talking about learning and learning and learning. One nice thing about these moral teachings, like an inspiration, is that everybody that knows the Spiritism talk about the order, the Spiritism hierarchy. And so they are divided in 10 categories, but in 3 specific order. So there is the imperfect spirits, that is us, planet Earth. We are on this category. The second order, good spirits, that we always make jokes because one planet in our solar system that has second order spirits is Jupiter. So Jupiter has those spirits, and we always keep saying, oh, this will be my last incarnation on Earth. The next one will be Jupiter. So let me tell you something. If we don't learn the basic moral teachings, we are not going to incarnating Jupiter in the next life. And the first order, the pure spirits, we don't have any planets in our solar system that has this category because it's like Jesus category. So in our solar system, there is our solar system. They don't have nobody on the first order here on our solar, but Jupiter, they have the second order, and everything that we heard, all the information that we have about it, that planet, it's amazing, and we keep dreaming. But if we want that Earth became Jupiter, we are the only ones responsible for it. If we don't put all these teachings in practice, we will never become Jupiter, and we will not reincarnate there either. So I just want to relax a little bit with this information because there is a lot of good things on the main books, and I can talk the whole night, but I can't. I'm almost, passing the time. I have like 5 minutes, so let me rush because I'm going to finish with a very short video. But also, I bring you one information of the Spiritist book. The question 910 asks, Allan Kardec asked to the pure spirits, are there signs indicating that humans have achieved the progress that will raise them in the spirit hierarchy? As I said, there is any sign that we are going to become Jupiter? And the spirit answer, the elevation of incarnate spirits is demonstrated by the compliance of all their actions in the physical life with God's law, moral law, and by their understanding of spiritual life. Simple as that. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to show you guys because, it's worth it. This question has a very nice explanation from Allan Kardec. I'm just going to say one thing that he says. Truly virtuous individuals are those who practice the law of justice, love, and charity in their purest form. Those are already words of Allan Kardec explaining this answer of the spirits. So, for example, every day we do little things like we gossip a little bit, or sometimes we're being rude with somebody, and we are not even think about it. It's by these baby steps that we can grow as Jupiter. And I'm going to bring here a video, if Stephen can help me, that can show us this, kind of little things to evolve on the spiritual hierarchy. It's very short, like 3 minutes. For education.
เขาจะได้อะไรถ้า าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวัน เขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น ไม่ได้ออกทีวี ไม่มีใครรู้จัก ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น เพราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุขได้เข้าใจได้ความรักได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิมในชีวิตคุณอะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
ไทยประกันชีวิต
This was like
เชื่อในความดี
an advertisement. But anyway, the message is amazing. And this is my invitation here. It's not to, to be here and talk about gospel and Jesus. It's just because he is the key and he brings the meaning of those little actions that we can do every day. And there is this doctor, I will be very sincere with you guys. I just saw this today. I don't even have time to put it there. And his name is Dr. Joey Dispenza. I don't have a lot of information about it, just his name. And he just posted something today that catch my attention that says the difference about panic attack. Everybody here knows what is a panic attack, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming. But pretty much, I don't know, maybe 80% of the population of the world already heard about it. But he put it panic attack versus a love attack. That he had the opportunity to witness a love attack. And he explains that this is just when you meditate, and even though when you're not on the state of meditation, you can feel such a love that your heart keep, in a continuous beating, and you feel all that emotion. So I found so amazing this information, like love attack versus panic attack. And I wish with the lessons of Jesus, with all this information, we all can have a more love attack. Because panic attack, it's a lot of people having, and it's not fun. And also, one thing that we can learn is that it's a simple act of caring creates an endless ripple that comes back to you. So when we do something good for anybody, even for a puppy that is hungry, or even to anybody else, for a plant that is dying and we put water on it and the plant will just, come to life again. We, as the video says, we will not be richer. Jesus born poor and died poor. And he was the only pure spirit in earth. So what we needed to know what we want. And if you want to create that ripple that comes back to you, and a caring one, a kind one, a love attack, we needed to, bring this. And I will tell you guys, in 7 years, listen to Spiritism, reading about Spiritism, all those teachings, all those lessons. There is no other way than the moral teachings. The gospel according to Spiritism is completely right when they say that the moral teachings are the unassailable part of all the gospel informations, because there is no other way. It's the only way that this can happen. It's the only way that you can feel deep, is if we put in our daily life those little things, that it's not about money or about anything that is matter, you know. It's about feeling something good. So hopefully I inspire someone today. Thank you for the opportunity. And again, I'm sorry for my English if anything goes wrong. I hope that you guys could enjoy at least a little bit. Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Oh my goodness. You see? Now they want me to do the ending and pray in English. I just said that it's very hard when you pray and you don't know what you're saying, and they wanted me to do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, you see, effort. Let's put effort. I can do it. I can do it. Let's do it. The reminders first. So, if you guys don't want to, you know, miss any information, any one of those speechings or teachings that we do here, subscribe our channel on YouTube, the Broward Spiritual Society. But the most important thing, after you subscribe, you need to click on the bell over there to say that you are going to receive the notifications when we get live, when you have something new there. So click the bell to receive the notifications. Same thing on Facebook. Please go there, like our page, but also you guys need to go follow and also put like default, so you guys can receive the notifications when you go live or when some information goes there. We continue with our meditation every Tuesday, 7 p.m. in English, 6:30 p.m. in Portuguese. If anybody that is, you know, watching us today speaks Portuguese and prefer meditate in Portuguese, we have the 6:30 p.m. in Portuguese and 7 p.m. in English every Tuesday meditation on YouTube only, no Facebook, YouTube only. Also on meeting online only, the Realms of Mediumship is a study group in English every Tuesday, 8 p.m. So if you guys need more information, just text us or put any comments there. We'll reply you as soon as we can. Our yard sale continues is an amazing way to help our center during these situations that we needed to be, you know, closed or not operating in full strength. So please, you can help us shopping online. We have a team of people that you can try to work with you, picking up stuff that you want to donate that is in good condition, or delivery something that you bought from us. And the next one will be this month, the 13th, right? 12. So December 12 is a Saturday we'll have here on our parking lot. Anybody that is in Florida, everybody's wearing masks, so it's very safe. You guys can come to join us on the yard sale. Okay, let's go because that one is in Portuguese. Every week, every Saturday, also to help our center, we continue making dinner only on Saturdays and only by reservation. This week we will have lasagna. So we have Brazilian lasagna, no Italian lasagna. So we have 3 different types. We have a bolognese with 4 cheeses, chicken with 4 cheeses, and a vegetarian option that is 4 cheese only. And also you can choose any one of these flavors, but gluten-free. If you need gluten-free option, text us saying, oh, can I have a gluten-free chicken, gluten-free bolognese, whatever, and we can make it for you. Just one catch thing about the gluten-free. Needed to be minimum of 2, and actually multiples of 2. Need to be 2, 4, 6, 8. We cannot do odd numbers because of the tray. The tray only goes 2, 4, and You got it. So please, if you need the gluten-free, just keep in mind, minimum of 2, but any other one, you can order how many would you like it. But please place the order by Friday morning, because the poor person that only cooks on Friday night. So if you order on Saturday, you don't have probably enough time to order whatever you would like it. So please place your order before Friday morning so we can prepare on the best way that you like it. And for dessert, we have cupcake of dulce de leche cupcake. The Brazilians know what churros mean. I don't know if the Americans know what churros mean, but basically it's like a dulce de leche, very good, that will be in a cupcake. And this is the, what? Oh yes, for sure, fat-free, because we magnetize everything, so it's everything with a lot of love. You guys really wanted me to pray in English? Okay. Okay, the mentors will help me with that. So if you guys can just close your eyes, take a deep breath, in and out. And let's start thanking, give our thanks to the spiritual world, all the mentors of this center that help us a lot, that they are always here for us anytime that we need. Let's thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight, and thank you for all the people that is watching online that could not be here, and also be thankful for our loved ones that are healthy and are still here in this incarnate world with us. But also we cannot forget about our brothers and sisters in the spiritual world that also need our good thoughts, our good vibration. Also all the brothers and sisters in hospitals, in need. Let's take a moment to send our good thoughts to all those people during this pandemic situation that need health, need good feelings, good thoughts, and need us to be here for them, to pray for them when they cannot. Let's take a moment to imagine Jesus in front of us, our Master, our Lord, the one that came to teach us all this love, all the meaning of kindness and compassion. Let's imagine that right now Jesus is hugging us, it's holding us very tight, and you can feel the smell of the roses and flowers, and like we are on a very nice place with trees and flowers and fresh grass around us, and we also can hear a little river passing near to the place where we are with Jesus. And on this moment, he can understand everything that we are going through, the good things, the bad things, and we'll be grateful for all of them, because the good things is the ones that we always desire, but the bad things are the ones that teach us the very important meaning of the good ones. So let's learn with all the bad things that comes through our life, but also understand that the happiness is there if we decided to feel it. With all the love and all the gratitude that I can, I ask permission to end the work for tonight, and I hope that we can get back to our homes safe and a little bit, at least a little bit better than when we arrive. Thank you very much for all the mentors, for Jesus, and so be it.